activity, we worked with similar figures and understanding that when we have similar figures, their areas and perimeters are similar, but they're not always doubled or tripled. It's just they are similar to each other. Okay, so today we're going to be working with similar figures, and we have to understand that two figures that are similar then also have perimeters that are equal to the ratio of their corresponding side lengths. So for example here, what this whole thing is stating up above is that if I know that these are similar, these two side lengths are also proportional, which means the entire perimeter of this figure follows that same proportion, okay? Yesterday, when we worked with the little squares and we had 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, when we doubled that or took that times 2, okay, each of our sides then became times 2. Remember, 1 times 2, we had 2 sides here, and then we had 2 high and 2 across the top. So everything was doubled. Okay, that's a proportional relationship. We know that this one length right here is the same as this two-sided length there. In proportion, they are the same. Okay, because those are similar figures. So that's what we're going to be working with today. It says find the ratio of red to blue of the perimeters of these similar rectangles. So they are telling us they are similar, which means they are proportional. They've only given us one side length, and they have asked us to state it as red to blue. So we're used to having 2 sides on each figure, or 2 sides on one and 1 side on the other. This time they're only giving us 1 side length of each and asking us to share the ratio of the perimeters. Well, we don't have to know this other length here. We know that this 4 is proportional to this 6. So we're going to go ahead and just set those two numbers up as a proportion or a ratio, a fraction. Key thing is to make sure that we put them in the order stated. So they stated red first, so that was our 4 side, to blue, which was our 6 number. Now remember, those are the same sides, which means they are proportional to each other. Our final step would be to go ahead and reduce this. So our red is actually 2/3 the size of our blue. Our perimeter is 2/3 the size. The red is 2/3 the size of the blue's perimeter, or the side length of 4 is 2/3 the side of the 6 on the blue. Okay, this is our final answer, stating our ratio or our proportion, okay, in reduced form. Key thing is making sure that you reduce them down. Okay, so let's go ahead and try another one. Making sure that we are identifying the order that they are asked. Find the ratio of red to yellow of the perimeters of the figures. So keep in mind they asked red to yellow. So we have to do our red first. So our red was 14 to 4. Now, you guys before in previous lessons also did ratios as 14 to 4 or 14:4. The key thing is when we're doing this is we want to make sure that we reduce these down to lowest terms. So a number that would go into each of these would be 2. So I could divide by 2. So 14 divided by 2 would give me 7. And 4 divided by 2 would give me 2. Okay? So our red figure is 7/2 the size of the yellow, or 3.5 times the size of yellow. Okay, this is my final answer. Now, that was because it was the way that it was asked. It was asked red to yellow. Had they asked yellow to red, well, then we would just flip that over. It'd be 2/7. But they asked red to yellow, so red was stated first. That has to go on the top of our ratio if we're setting it up as a fraction, or in the front if we set it up like this. Remember, all of these are interchangeable. This is the way our book is using them right now, is in the ratio of a fraction format, okay? But they are all interchangeable. So you have to be prepared to be able to identify in any format. Okay, so I want you guys to try this one. Find the ratio of purple to green of the perimeters of this figure. So go ahead and find the ratio of purple to green. You should have gotten 4/7, and that cannot be reduced down any 4, so your final answer is 4/7. Okay, purple was stated first, so that's our top number.